In talking with Gregg and his team, who are the worker bees behind the code for IV3 and the setup and management of IV3, because there's so many groups out there now that are trying to look at the roles and that would like to maybe do it at a bigger scale, but it's time consuming. One of the greatest challenges that we faced is in the normalization of the records. And so, Gregg, can you explain about the challenge of normalization and how we have chosen to make that a little bit easier for anybody who's interested?
It's been difficult, to say the least, in part because, as you all might imagine, every single state is a little bit different. I mean, they name things differently, they present things differently. Some states give date of birth, some states give year of birth, some states don't give anything. And it's quite a challenge. It's also a challenge when you're looking at things like voting history, which is important, right? Is this person still voting in this area? Maybe they don't live here anymore, but they're still voting there. And this was an enormous task. It's what slowed us down last time. But this time we approached it a little bit differently, and we set out first to normalize. So we took all 50 states, record sets. Now we only have, I think, 46 loaded in right now, but the most important effort, as far as we were concerned, was to normalize them.
And I don't know what you and your team have put in. I think the last count was somewhere north of 700 hours in this build.
We've got too much work to do. There were more than 25 million people. Something is wrong with their address, but 25 million records out of the 211 million voting records in the United States are flawed. Again, the reason that's important is that those 25 million records put potentially 25 million bad ballots in play. And those are the kind of things that ruin races, and dirty voter rolls equals dirty elections. The underlying database that we have now built to not only support IV3, but to support candidates, to support PACs, to support others. But we have close to 100 billion data elements about every single voter in the United States. But it is also the most significant political repository of data that can and will change elections in America forever.